Hi everybody. So today I've cooked dinner. Big Daddy just left to go to work. I'm going to go over what we almost did in Georgia. So stay tuned. Tonight I found a recipe for mini meatloaves. It was a lot of fun to make. I get tired of making the same old, so I find recipes for new things. So I'm going to go ahead and insert now what I did. For dinner we are having mini meatloaf, baked beans, and Spanish rice. So here it is. Mini meatloaves in the new wave, baked beans, and rice is in the microwave. I'm just waiting on that. We've got 3 minutes left and I'll take a picture of the finished plate. Now Big Daddy is off to work. The first thing I do is clean up from dinner, which we really have around 1 o'clock. We have lunch and then he goes off to work and I pack him a dinner, and then I usually have something lighter in the evenings, like a salad or something. So I did boil some eggs in the Instant Pot today, so I've got hard-boiled eggs to put in my salad. This is what it looks like. Yeah. So I got my Instant Pot mess, I've got my baked bean mess, I've got more mess, rack soaking in here from the new wave where I did the mini meatloaves. And then what I do is I clear this whole section out and I use my rack here that lives up here, and then on the stove I use the drying thing. I don't know what they call these things, but they're for drying dishes if I need extra. So I'll use, you know, the rack up first, and then if I need more space then I go on to this section right here. And to get back to what I was saying earlier, what did we almost do in Georgia? Well, we almost traded in our camper and got a fifth wheel. We've been looking ever since we started the journey, really, for something bigger. Big Daddy and I are very comfortable in this travel trailer when we go on jobs, and the plus side of it is only 28 feet, I believe. It's either 28 or 29, I'm not sure. So it fits into the smaller lot, so when the campgrounds are full because the jobs are rocking, you know, it's nice to be able to get in a smaller camper. But when we go back down south, and we're in like South Carolina at home base, or when we were in Georgia, we have the grandkids over and the kids. We in South Carolina have them there for Thanksgiving and Christmas, and that's when it feels small. Now what we did in 2017 was buy one of those tents, and we put that outside and fixed a huge table out there, so that worked for Thanksgiving and Christmas. When we were in Georgia, I watched my youngest grandson on Thursdays, and he comes over and he spends the night. That's when it felt small. You know, kids are kids, and they leave toys around and you're, you know, tripping over them. This is the space we have. You know, it's a very small living room. You know, when he gets a few toys out, it gets cramped. What we did to sort of help that is we got a TV for the bedroom so he could watch his shows back there. We put his toy shelf back there and a little step stool. So that was his playroom. You know, he could jump up on the bed, play with his toys, watch his shows, and that put less in the living room. But we still felt the place closing in on us, as to say. So we went shopping, and this is what we found. We were very close to purchasing the unit. It was used, but it would be new to us, so we were going to get an inspection done just to be sure that everything was working, and we knew ahead of time what problems we would have to fix. Unlike our first camper, we had a lot of things to fix, and we were blind to it, so it was all a big surprise to us. Fortunately, we didn't spend a lot of money on this RV, so with the upgrades and repairs that we made, we still weren't out of pocket a whole lot. And since we were just trying out RV life, it worked well. So anyway, about the day after we really considered purchasing the fifth wheel, Big Daddy got the call to come to Pennsylvania to work, and we had 3 days to get here. So moving out of one RV into another RV, driving 12 hours, setting up and being at work in 3 days was out of the question. So that RV is not for us, but what we do know is what we like. The kitchen had so many cabinets. It was amazing. We like the rear living because you've got the TV and more social space for when the kids or grandkids come over. It's separate from the kitchen. It has its own dining table, which is nice. It seats 4 and can be extended to 6. The bed was a king size, which would be great because right now when I have my grandson over here, Big Daddy sleeps on the futon couch. That was a king size bed, so we could all 3 comfortably fit in there, or we could get him what they call those little camping toddler beds, and there'll be room in the bedroom to put that up. Also, it was a 50 amp versus 30 amp, and I am struggling with the 30 amp now that I can't use my extra outlet. They don't have that up here either, and I didn't have that in Georgia, so I'm learning, to turn things off before you turn another thing on, but I've never had that before because Big Daddy had installed the extra outlet. So going to 50 amps would be helpful with the cooking, etc. But like I said, it just wasn't the right time, and I know I am going to be seriously sad not to have this RV. I love this RV. I love what we did to it. I like that it's bright. You don't get that cabin fever sort of thing. I mean, we're in the snow, it's 20 degrees, but I can still open the back window and look outside, and like I said, this is my little tree house, so I feel like I live in the clouds, which is super nice. And we are thinking of possibly keeping this RV down in South Carolina at home base, because if we are on a job for an extended period of time, I would have a place to go home to and spend time with the kids and grandkids while Big Daddy's working. So we haven't actually decided that we're going to sell this or trade it in. There's a lot of time, we don't have to rush. Now that we're out on our own, the size of this space is perfect for us. The only time it did feel small was when we were back home near the kids and grands. Now our plan is to spend 6 to 7 months on the road working, and then the rest of the year we spend down at home base and enjoy time with the kids and the grandkids. So we need a bit of both, so we'll see what happens. So thank you for listening to me ramble today, and hope you enjoyed the pictures of the RV. Like I said, that probably is not going to be the one we purchase, but that will be the kind of RV we purchase. And I'm just happy I know what I want. I've spent months looking at RVs on the internet, the different layouts and so forth, but I think that's the one that works best for us. The question I got recently, because we put the bike in the back of the truck and pull the travel trailer, how will we take the bike with us if we don't do a toy hauler? And the answer to that is Big Daddy's going to build a trailer for the motorcycle that I can pull behind the car, because I generally pull the car to wherever we are going. I said, I've never towed. He says, don't worry, I'll just go where you go. It'll follow you. So that's the plan if we purchase the fifth wheel. I think the first upgrade, however, is going to be four-wheel drive truck. We can pull this camper anywhere as long as we have a four-wheel drive. Clearly, as you saw when we arrived in Maryland, we're not very good at getting this thing up hills and so forth. So I think our first purchase will be a truck, and after we get the truck, we'll worry about the RV, because I don't know if I can get rid of this. The house is up for sale. We are actually under contract currently. Do I feel bad? Do I get emotional when I go to the house? No. I actually stood there for a while inside the house trying to get emotional because I felt like I should, but there was nothing. I have the memories. They cannot be taken away. That is just property. The camper, however, I like living in it. I enjoy this space. I enjoy the fact that it's small and we can get it into smaller spaces. If we go to that fifth wheel that we're looking at, that's 40 feet. This is 28. The 40-foot would not have fit on this lot, and we would not have been able to stay at this campground. So those are some considerations also when you're purchasing a new camper. So anyhow, time will tell. We're not in any rush, but we are enjoying Pennsylvania. Big Daddy is not as keen being on nights because it is cooler, but he did say, I think 2 weeks from now we're going to have a heat wave and it's going to get to 40. So I do thank you for joining me today and listening to me ramble. We'd love to have you follow our journey if you're not doing so already. We move state to state, and we document all our activities while we're in that state, and we put it in a video of RV life in, the particular state. So please give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. Thank you for joining us today. Y'all have a great day. Bye-bye.